This fort's history, I can't say that name. Whoops. Since its establishment in 1877, the fort has been at the center of the southwestern military history. The mountains at our shoulder witnessed the arrival of high Arizona desert and the columns of the U.S. Army in 1846, opening the trails to the California gold fields, the soldier scientists who followed in their wake, and to add to the bounty of knowledge, the brief collision of blue and gray clad soldiers of a divided nation. The immigrant American army that took on Apache warriors like Cochise, Victorio, and Geronimo. The African American soldiers campaigning against enemies both within and without their country. Those same Buffalo soldiers who pursued Mexican desperados and trained 2 infantry divisions for fighting in World War II, the birth of electronic warfare, and the coming together of a headquarters for U.S. Army intelligence. Under the watch of the timeless, can't say that name, I've never heard it before more than a century of change has swept the valley below. Progress has been made in uniforms, weapons, technology, tactics, and doctrine, but as much of the story of the Fort Museum is about this, it is about those things which are as constant as the peak on the horizon, the soldier's values, in which the bedrock for a heritage. So with that said, so we have the immigrant American Army. The African American soldiers campaigning against enemies both within and without their country. Let me ask you something. Do you see an African American soldier on this mural? No? Well, that's what I got to say about this. Black Lives Matter. Since you don't want to put it on here, I knew I'd have a reason to put it. The Buffalo Soldiers, see, even back then they had to fight the Native Americans, and yet now they're fighting with Native Americans for equal rights, for equality, against police brutality. We want these people to protect us, but they got to represent too. That's Black Lives Matter, Indigenous Lives Matter. It all starts. We have so much. They fought against each other. They fought with each other to show how equal they are. The reason why the U.S. military was here wasn't for the Civil War. It was to protect miners, protect ranchers, and anybody else that made their home out here in the Southwest and the rest of America. To protect their interests. Even if we bought the land from Mexico. The reason why the Apache was fighting and the U.S. military had to go against the Apache was because you made your home in somebody else's home. All that has trickled all the way down to 2020. It impacted the 2020 Olympic election. This is 2021, so it's impacted, still going in. People hopefully still having hope that things can change. But we need to recognize history. This is an Army base in Sierra Vista, Arizona. When they can recognize American history, when they can recognize the history before them, America was a place that was recognized throughout indigenous culture. It was not discovered. It was built upon. It was added to, if you want to go that way. But the original inhabitants are still not getting their due. That's all I want to say on that for right now. This is Scott with EffectiveDog.com, your Bay Area Canine Life Coach. Black Lives Matter, Indigenous Lives Matter. Represent Let's build each other up. Help where you can. Point out crap that doesn't need to be pointed out. That doesn't need to be. That's very disappointing in the U.S. military. It's supposed to be about inclusion. Let's hope 2021 is a difference. Make some positive changes eventually. Coming together, admitting the past, apologizing. Stop looking at me. Have a great night.